Wizetics. Who should be in the room? There's another layer to this conversation that most people avoid, because not everyone who gets into the room is prepared to carry the responsibility of access. Say it again. Not everyone who gets into the room is prepared to carry the responsibility of access. Some people finally reach high levels. And forget exactly where they came from. They gain proximity to power and slowly start operating like the same people who once blocked them out. Not intentionally, but unconsciously, sometimes intentionally. And that's how gatekeeping reproduces itself. There are positions that are designed for access, roles meant to open doors, educate, translate opportunity, create pathways for others. But what happens too often is this: people occupy those positions, and instead of expanding access, they contain it. They become the bottleneck. We've seen this clearly in moments like the DEI era. Sound familiar? When DEI became a priority, some individuals were elevated into gatekeeping roles. But instead of educating, building pathways, and making access visible, they protected proximity. They kept information close. They kept opportunity narrow. They served themselves, not the mission. That's not representation. That's disservice. Here's the hardest truth. Most gatekeepers don't even think they're gatekeeping. They believe they earned their position. They're doing enough. They're being fair. But without self-awareness, access quietly controls them. But without self-awareness, access quietly turns into control. Say it again.
I don't think they tracking.
But without self-awareness, access quietly turns into control. When that happens, the room becomes exclusive instead of effective. This is why who is in the room matters, not just in terms of identity, but in terms of consciousness, awareness, and intent. At higher levels, proper representation isn't symbolic, it's functional. You need people in the room who remember the front line, understand systems, recognize when access is being restricted, are willing to challenge gatekeeping, even when it benefits them. That takes maturity. That takes discipline. That takes self-awareness. This is where my work comes in. At the highest level, advisory isn't about opinions. It's about strategic thinking rooted in self-awareness, the knowledge of self. I help leaders and institutions identify blind spots, recognize when access has turned into obstruction, realign roles with responsibility, and ensure the room is serving its intended purpose. Not just who's present, but how power is being exercised. That's governance. The room shapes outcomes, and the wrong people or the right people with the wrong awareness can quietly recreate the very barriers they once fought against. Access without accountability creates gatekeepers. Discernment keeps the room honest. That's why who's in the room will always matter more than how impressive the room looks. Wizetics.